What's going on, y'all? It's DG back with another video. Today going to be giving y'all a quick review on these bad boys right here. This is the Kobe 9 Protro Elite Low in the Halo colorway, so let's get right into it. Starting with the traction, you have the same exact foot mat pattern that you see on the original Kobe 9. Traction is still very good, just like the OGs. Never really had a problem on indoor courts. I will say that you do need to spend some time breaking in this traction. Squeak is also not as loud as the OGs. Well, that is something that I've noticed just because I've played in the OGs a lot, and those squeak like instantaneously super loud. These you really have to break in, but nonetheless, squeak does not affect the traction performance. These still have really good bite and really good grip. The durability on this traction is not good whatsoever in my personal opinion. There is already some pretty bad fraying on the medial sides or closer to the medial sides of the shoe where there is supposed to be that extra line. So don't bring these outdoors unless you have two pairs or you just really want to play in them outdoors. At that point, you can do whatever you want. I would just say that it'll have good grip outdoors. Obviously, most shoes do, but most of all, it's just not going to last that long because this has only been indoors and it's already fraying in like the high spot areas. Nike did say they added an extra line towards this medial side right here, like where that toe box is in the inside. And honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't really do anything. I wish they spent more time implementing something newer for the Protro, or at least something like, you know, Air Zoom Strobel for a Protro version. That's something that I wanted, that I mentioned in my Kobe 9 Elite High Protro review. But nonetheless, traction is very good indoors. Just I wouldn't recommend these for outdoors simply because of the durability, and even inside, the durability is already starting to fray, so wouldn't necessarily say this is the most durable option. Cushion setup in the Kobe 9 Protro is the same exact thing as the Kobe 8 Protro, but yes, this is much more comfortable, a little bit more plush in my opinion, a little bit more bouncy also. It also changed the pattern on the drop-in midsole, but most of all, it is just much more comfortable in my personal opinion than the Kobe 8 Protro. And when you're playing in it, you can really feel the difference. These just have a little bit more compression. It's very obvious, I think, like even from a try-on, you don't even have to break this cushion in. You can immediately feel the differences. Again, the Kobe 8 Protro is going to, be great if you really need that maximum court feel. But even if they made the Kobe 8 Protro more comfortable like these, I don't think it would sacrifice the court feel. So what I'm trying to say is that these have a really good, this is what drop-in react should be. It is, it has some compression, but it's not sacrificing that court feel. At the same time, these will not be, maximum impact protection type shoe. This is still a Kobe 9, so it's not going to be like a LeBron 21 or a LeBron 19 or a LeBron 17, 15, for example, where those are like maximum impact protection, maximum cushions. These are very low to the ground. They're meant to be fast. All I'm saying is that this drop-in midsole is just much better feeling in the Kobe 9 Protro compared to the Kobe 8. I do feel like if the Kobe 8 Protro was a little bit more comfortable in the cushion setup just like the 9s, I feel like I would like the Kobe 8 Protro a little bit more, but nonetheless, these are just more comfortable. It's not anything too crazy, but it's definitely noticeable. Fit of the shoe is definitely true to size, but I will say that it fits like 1-to-1, and it is also narrow in my opinion. I still like going true to size because it is, a performance type fit for me. I do like it, and most of all, playing into the materials, I love the materials so much more than the Kobe 8. It is this crispy Flyknit material, so it just feels much more conforming to my foot, even though it does fit snug as well as a little bit narrow. The materials just feel much more forgiving, but if you don't like any tight fitting shoes, then just go up half a size. If you're a narrow or normal footer, I would just stay true to size. I'll also emphasize that this shoe does fit 1-to-1, so there's very little toe room. Like if you put this shoe on, your toes will be right at the edge, most likely. Again, although this fits a little bit snug, a little bit narrow for me, after breaking these in, after playing in them, they just feel really, nice, similar to like a Kobe 5 type fit a little bit, because I just like the materials on these. I like the Flyknit material, so it just feels much better even after breaking it in compared like to most recently the Kobe 8 Protro. Just like the originals, the support in this shoe is very good. Most notably, you do have this carbon fiber cupping your heel, so you will feel locked in. You also have a wide base with a pretty pronounced outrigger. And because of that, snug-like, sock-like fit, I feel like it just enhances all of the support features. It is also very low to the ground as well. Like I kept saying, it is not a maximum cushion setup in this drop and react, although still more comfortable than the Kobe 8, a little bit more compression here. It does provide a lot of court feel, a lot of stability. One thing I will mention though is the lace pressure on the shoe and kind of like the experience tying the laces. I feel like it doesn't provide the best lace pressure for this shoe. I'm not sure if it's due to the plushness of the tongue. When I lace up the shoe before I get ready to play, I feel like it scrunches up, at the tongue portion, but it doesn't really feel like it's locking in too much. So what I'm trying to say is that I feel like the Kobe 8 Protro did a little bit better with like the lace pressure. I'm not sure. I feel like I had to tie the laces pretty tight in order to get kind of that like lockdown that I like when it comes to laces. So that's just a small thing I noticed with this shoe. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's basically the lace pressure. Not too sure if it's due to this plush tongue, but in my personal experience, that's what, I saw and what I experienced personally. A huge deal. It's not a deal breaker, but I'm curious to see if anyone else, experiences that, because it is a little bit of a weird feeling. But again, I had no issues with the lockdown or the support. I would just say that I just tied my laces a little bit tighter than normal. So in summary, guys, this has a very similar performance to the original Kobe 9. I really like this shoe over the Kobe 8 Protro for the reasons that I mentioned. One, the cushion setup just feels a lot more comfortable. Two, the materials, most of all, just feel better on this shoe. It feels less stiff. And if you guys have played in the Kobe 8 Protro, I played in the Kobe 8 Protro so many times, guys, and that material, like it's malleable, it's comfortable, I guess, but especially near the toe box area, like it's very supportive, very rigid, so these just feel still very supportive, but the materials are just nicer, and aesthetically they just look better. Price is pretty high on the Kobe 9 Protro, so I don't expect these to have that much resale value. The lows retail for $210 plus tax, shipping, that's around like $240, and then the highs retail at $240 themselves, so that's going to be like $260 if you get them for retail. This shoe is a really good shoe performance wise. Also looks wise, this Halo colorway is very clean, especially for all of my guys who need something just one color, or I guess, it does have the carbon fiber there, but it is just very clean, very simple. So I know a lot of people like that. One feedback on this shoe that I mentioned in my Kobe 9 High Elite Protro review was that I wish they added air zoom strobe. I really do feel like that would have improved this shoe even more. It's not the fact that this shoe is bad, because it is definitely not. It's more so of the fact that it is charging upwards of over $200 that's an objective fact, and then it doesn't have like any zoom in it, which is a little bit disappointing. It doesn't even need to be full length. It could be like I don't know, just like strobe in the forefoot, or like air strobe in the heel or something like that. I wish that they did that or added a little bit more. But at the same time, I can't necessarily complain, because the cushion setup is a little bit better than the Kobe 8 Protro by far. So I wish they added air zoom strobe in the shoe, and I really hope that on the next Protro they add air. Overall, I do in fact really like this shoe. I guess the downsides are really the fact that they didn't add more to it, and the fact that it is very, very expensive. Stability is also not good on this shoe, guys, and obviously in a white colorway, it gets really dirty really fast. The shoe also released via early access on the sneakers app. Basically, you had to answer these trivia questions. There were 3 of them. You had to answer them all correctly. About 3 weeks ago, they had that on the sneakers app, and then today they actually gave out exclusive access to those who answered those 3 questions correctly. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys got that exclusive access. There will be a general release drop on the regular release date. Let me know if you guys are going for these Kobe 9 Elite Lows. Even if you strike out on them, I don't think they will have too high of a resale price. I guess like they will objectively, because it will go over probably $250, but compared to the retail price, I don't think they're going to upcharge them that much. Let me know what you guys think of the Kobe 9 Elite Low. Again, my main feedback is that I wish that they added zoom in this shoe, or some sort of you know, other improvement other than adding like an extra line to the traction, because I feel like that doesn't really do anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, especially if you made it this far, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.